On the night of December 29th, 1916, Grigori Rasputin sat with his assassins, happily eating pastries laced with enough cyanide to kill several men. According to the legend, he simply smiled, completely unaffected by the poison. Panicked, the conspirators pulled their weapons and shot him in the chest. He collapsed, but moments later supposedly rose back to his feet to fight them off. He was shot again, beaten, and finally thrown into a freezing river. Later rumors claimed he didn't die from the bullets at all, but finally drowned while trying to claw his way through the ice. This tale of a dark wizard surviving the impossible is the version of history most people know, and it remains the primary reason his legend survives today. But the legend was a cover story. The assassins, led by Prince Felix Yusupov, botched the attempt. To mask their incompetence, they fabricated a supernatural struggle to make themselves look like heroes battling a monster. The official 1916 autopsy tells a very different story. The examining surgeon found no evidence of poison in his system and no water in his lungs. He didn't survive a magical onslaught. He died from a point-blank gunshot to the head. This leaves us with a more grounded mystery. If Rasputin wasn't a magical being, how did an illiterate peasant manage to gain total influence over the Russian royal family? In the early 1900s, Tsar Nicholas II and Queen Alexandra ruled a massive empire. But behind the palace walls, they were hiding a secret. Their only son and heir, Alexei, was severely ill. Alexei had hemophilia. His blood couldn't clot. In the early 20th century, a minor scrape or a simple bruise could cause unstoppable internal bleeding, turning his life into a constant medical crisis. In 1905, Rasputin arrived in Saint Petersburg, presenting himself as a charismatic, wandering mystic. The royal family's medical desperation created a psychological blind spot. They were perfectly primed for an opportunist to walk in and exploit their worst fears. That opportunity arrived when Alexei suffered a severe bleeding episode. Out of medical options, Queen Alexandra summoned Rasputin. Shortly after he arrived, the boy's condition improved. We can explain this without magic. Rasputin had a calming presence. By soothing a terrified child and a frantic mother, he likely lowered the boy's blood pressure, which slowed the hemorrhage. But the second factor is more critical. To manage the boy's pain, the royal doctors had been prescribing a brand new drug. That drug was aspirin. Today, we know aspirin is a blood thinner. By giving it to a hemophiliac, the doctors were accidentally accelerating the boy's bleeding. When Rasputin arrived, he told the royal doctors to stay away. That simple act stopped the aspirin doses, allowing the boy to recover naturally. Queen Alexandra viewed this remarkable recovery as undeniable proof of divine intervention. Rasputin used this trust to become an untouchable insider. He bypassed the official government to take bribes and install his own political allies in key positions. Inside the palace, he maintained his holy reputation. Outside, he engaged in wild public scandals and drunken parties. He secured his position by exploiting a mother's fear, turning a single medical coincidence into a permanent psychological grip on the Russian government. When World War I broke out, military defeats and economic collapse pushed the Russian Empire toward total disarray. The Tsar left for the front lines, leaving the aristocracy to watch as the government seemingly fell under the control of an illiterate peasant. Public rumors spread that Rasputin was using dark magic, sleeping with the queen, and acting as a secret German spy. For his own protection, Rasputin prophesied that if the nobility murdered him, the entire Romanov dynasty would fall along with him. Political truth no longer mattered. The mere belief that a dark wizard was running the country destroyed the public's respect for the monarchy. The nobles eventually did assassinate him in 1916, and mere months later his prophecy seemingly came true with the eruption of the Russian Revolution. The monarchy collapsed, and shortly after, the entire royal family was executed. The empire was already buckling under the weight of war and famine. The Rasputin scandal provided a focal point for public rage, acting as the final pressure point on a system in freefall. The Rasputin story demonstrates how easily a desperate family can be manipulated into surrendering control to a fraud.